Hello and welcome to the BattleFan podcast, episode 9. My name is Paul, and I'm here as always with Jerry. What's up, Jerry?
Hi. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing and everything.
All right. Well, this week I want to talk about the schedule. It's a big thing I want to talk about. So instead of going through every single game, I just want to point out some highlights, the things that I noticed about the schedule that I think fans should know about.
Let's do it.
So
what do I and the rest of the fans need to know about?
So I guess to start off the whole XFL season, the first 2 games were away. We're not even at home in the dome. You'd think with the cold weather they would want to take advantage of that dome, but nope, they're going to hold off, which I guess makes sense because they know week 3 they're going to see if they can get a lot of people interested in the XFL that they know St. Louis is going to show up, so they can probably hold off on having St. Louis's big home opener. So I think that's smart from a business standpoint.
Either that or there was like a Tupperware convention in town for the first 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Either way.
Yeah, but our first 2 games actually are going back-to-back in Texas. So we're going to play the Renegades the first week and the Roughnecks the second week. So you could actually take a vacation to Texas and kind of bookend it. Like you could go the one weekend and see one game in Dallas, like hang out in Texas all week, and then finish your vacation, go to a game in Houston against the Roughnecks. So it's an idea for St. Louis fans.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good start. And then week 3, that's when we come home. That's our big home opener. I think that's going to be a big game.
And who do we play?
We are playing, that first game we're going to be playing against New York.
Oh.
Yeah, so New York Guardians come to town. I think that'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
That's like the first time in a long time that we're going to have professional football in St. Louis. And I think the St. Louis is going to show up for that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. So, yeah, if you haven't got your tickets yet, like, at least get them for that first game. We need to show the NFL, show the XFL that St. Louis is for real. We are a football city.
A big FU.
The other big game is Los Angeles comes to town. That's a few weeks later in week 7. Maybe call it like the Pride game or something. This is LA. This is where Kroenke took our team away from us and brought to LA. So I think this will be another big game that a lot of fans are going to want to show up to show that St. Louis supports a football team.
Yeah.
So nothing against the actual LA team, but I guess they're just going to be kind of a stand-in for Kroenke. So sorry, LA Wildcats.
They're the closest thing.
Yeah. Even though you're not associated with Kroenke at all, it's still Los Angeles, and we're still going to want to show up for that.
I mean, St. Louis fans should hate Jerry Jones, too.
Yeah, probably.
And he's associated with Dallas. I mean, not this
there
team,
you go.
but
We'll hit on them on week 1.
yeah.
So that'd be a big game. The other big game I wanted to point out is our week 10 game. So I was putting these games in my calendar, and I noticed that week 10 is Easter Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, and they don't actually have a nailed down time. It's either going to be 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
See what you did there.
What's that?
They don't have a nailed down time for Easter. Oh, my goodness.
I did not mean to do that. But either way, like I have family plans that week, so I hope it's a 2 o'clock game because then I can go to lunch at my aunt's and then I go to dinner at my grandparents'. So it'd be nice to have that game right in between. So I'm hoping we get the 2 o'clock game.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking this could be, how the the NFL has Thanksgiving, and it's always the Lions and the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I think the XFL could do a similar thing with Easter and just have it that, because right now they have on Easter Sunday, they have Battlehawks in St. Louis playing as the home game, and the other game is the Vipers are playing at home. So you could always have the Battlehawks and Vipers always play Easter Sunday.
The problem with Easter is it always moves.
Yeah, it does.
So
but it's like anytime that it is there.
Because will the XFL season even go till? Because sometimes Easter is like late April.
You're right. But I guess as long as it is, if Easter is during the XFL season, they should have those 2 teams always play. It could be like the Easter Bowl or something, or the Bunny Bowl.
Bunny Bowl.
Bunny Bowl. I don't know. So I think that could be fun. Make it kind of a new tradition that on Easter we go watch some football.
Yeah.
So just an idea, throwing that out there. But there's something to pay attention to if you make plans to do something for Easter and you want to go to football games. Maybe you can combine the two.
Yeah. It'd be good with promotion too. They can like tie in like, I don't know, Easter eggs or candy or something.
Yeah. I'll just think about that one.
Ears.
Bunny ears.
Bunny ears.
Bunny
that
ears.
Are shaped like the wings.
And Battlehawk wings all together.
Mark it down.
All right. So there's just a few. They have the whole schedule posted. Take a look at, but those are the few things that I wanted to point out about the schedule.
It's getting closer. Like the things, the staples, I guess, in the hype, the pre-season, we'll call it.
Yeah. It just feels more real now.
Yeah.
We have actual dates, actual opponents, actual names, actual players. This is becoming real.
So the next thing that would be, I guess the next biggest thing, maybe one of the last biggest things, would be the uniforms.
Yeah, I think that comes out. They were saying
Soon.
next month, and you got to have it for Christmas. You got to have.
Man, I want to see these uniforms.
Yeah. Well, you're in luck because there was a leak. Did you see that leak?
I did. Well, I don't like to pay attention to leaks because I like to, especially in this age, and everything's pre-hyped and leaked, and this I kind of want to be surprised whenever things actually come out. So yeah, I saw like the kind of the sketch of it, and I only noticed one thing.
What did you notice?
The wings on the helmet, baby.
Yeah, that's right. This leak that came out, there's a white helmet with blue wings on the side. It looks pretty cool. I'm a fan of it.
Hopefully they'll take, we could be biased, but I feel like the Rams always had the coolest helmets.
Oh, the horns on the helmet?
Yeah, the horns. So hopefully we'll take that.
I feel like it's in that vein.
If those wings are there, I feel like that would be, I don't know what other team would have a more cool symbolic tie-in with their logo on their helmet that would be cooler than the wings.
You don't know, maybe the Wildcat claws on the side.
Yeah,
that's not as good.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what you could do with the Vipers.
But like the horns of the Rams, like the wings, like they like it's almost like the logo is the helmet. Like you can just look at it and you see like the wings and like they're meant to be there.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. They also have the wings on on the shoulders as well.
Yeah.
So that looks pretty cool. And they have just a little design on the pants as well.
And if this is the true or close to it, or
it looks pretty official.
I like the simplicity of it. Like there's subtle things, but it's not like too outrageous of designs and gaudiness or,
If this is an illegitimate leak, like they put some work into this.
Which it could be.
Yeah.
People got a lot of spare time on their hands.
But it looks pretty legit, but we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough what the real one is. But I hope the real one does have the helmet that looks very similar to that. That'd be cool. So just a little bit on the XFL draft. Still a lot of players still trying to figure it out. And I guess we're not experts on talent and scouting and that. But I think there is something that's happened that is a good sign for our team.
What's that?
You would think it's a bad thing, but I think it's a really good thing. There's already been 4 players on the Battlehawks team that have already got signed to practice squads in the NFL. And I don't think that's the case with other teams. So, yeah, it's not good that we're losing players to the NFL, but I think it's a sign that Jonathan Hayes and his crew, that they pick good players and talented players, that the NFL is valuing these guys.
And they're potentially gone, right?
Yeah,
they have to make the team, or we talked about it last episode.
Yeah, they could. We still own the rights to them, so they could still come and play. Like, go to the practice squad and make some money in the NFL. Yeah, definitely go do that. But come season over there, you can come to the XFL and play for us. So I think that's a good sign. So I'm looking forward to it. A lot of draft analysis say that we have a really, really talented defense. So I'm excited to get in the dome and help that defense out by getting loud. I think that'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of Battlehawks players have gone to Twitter and kind of did some shout-outs to St. Louis fans, which I like that.
Yeah.
Makes me excited. So there's one from one of our running backs, Matt Jones. Here, I'll play it real quick.
Jones
Jones checking in, getting that work. Just want to let y'all know how excited I am. Come to St. Louis, get it popping, and I'm ready to work, baby.
Yeah, he wants to get it popping. I'm excited. I like seeing stuff like that from different players, like giving shots to St. Louis and showing that they're ready to work. And
well, now that we have players, now there's a face.
Yeah.
Faces, franchise faces. We don't know who that is yet, but you would think it'd be a running back or a quarterback or maybe not a wide receiver. We don't know yet unless they're a stud wide receiver.
Well, and who also went to Twitter is Jerry's favorite player.
Who's that?
Rogan Roback.
Rogan.
It's your boy, right? So he went to Twitter and he kind of, I'll play this one as well. Here we go.
Newest member of the BattleHawks. Just say how excited I am and grateful for St. Louis, the city, and for the coaches bringing me in. Just excited to get there with the teammates and with the whole staff and just everybody, man. I'm just super excited because football is back in St. Louis, and let's go, baby, and let's go BattleHawks. Can't wait to see you guys. Let's go.
That's awesome. You got to think it's these players on this team only. Like they're the only players that almost have extra drive, extra motivation because they know the history. I mean, even if they don't know the history, even if they're just now learning of the history of what just happened in the city, it's almost like you're playing with a little chip on their shoulder, or they know that the fans might or will like this a little bit more than the rest of the cities that have NFL teams that didn't lose an NFL team, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're a part of history in their eyes.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he knew, he said St. Louis is back in St. Louis.
Right.
Or football is back in St.
Louis. And
Louis.
the coaches are feeding this to their players, or the coaches are feeding this to their players.
And they know they're going to have support of the fans, so get them a little more fired up. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad they're kind of, I don't know, tapped into that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I bought my season tickets. So officially,
congratulations!
And I got 4 of them.
Way to support the league.
That's right. I got 4 of them. I went with the cheapest tickets, so
that's okay.
Because I'm a little cheap, but I bought 4 of them. So $20 a piece.
You start the cheap, and if and when it's awesome this year, by the next tier up next time.
Yeah, it was easier to convince the rest of my family to chip into doing that. So I think it'll be fun. Like, we'll be at every single game.
Did they send you like a package, or did you not get it?
It's all going to be online or on your phone and stuff. Yes, you don't get actual physical tickets, but it's fine. They're trying to save money.
Yeah, I get it.
So I think single tickets are on sale now. So you're going to have to get your single game tickets, Jerry.
I need to go. I got invited from somebody who, I don't know if they got tickets or can't get tickets or what. So I'm just, like I said, I'll wait till...
Yeah, I guess you got kids and stuff. You got to figure out your schedule.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, I'll make. I mean, the date's in my calendar. Kid does play soccer, but I can miss a game.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this tweet. When was this? Yeah, this was Sunday. That from Antonio Brown, since he's sitting on the couch on Sundays now. Yeah, and someone tweeted to him, "Hey, his handle is at AB84." Alex the Goat tweeted to Antonio Brown, "Will you play in the XFL this year?" And AB84 responded, "I'll buy the XFL. Tell Vince McMahon his league will only last 3 weeks max."
3 weeks max.
Damn.
All right, week 4. Everyone needs to tweet Antonio Brown.
God, what a joke. Clown.
Man, he just wants everyone to hate him.
Clown.
I'm not an Antonio Brown hater, but now I kind of am.
I used to love Antonio Brown when he was on the Steelers.
He used to be on my fantasy team, so.
I loved him because I always drafted the number 2 receiver because Antonio Brown always made the 1 or 2 big plays of the game, but the wide receiver 2 and 3 made the yardages, like the more consistent.
Well, because everyone's paying attention to him.
So last couple years
it was
Juju.
2.
So I had Juju for 2 years, and now he's number 1. But anyway,
that's smart.
Damn, that's all right. He'll be making his money when he's on Dancing with the Stars next year. Was he on it already?
I think so.
Yeah. So man. I don't know what his next move is.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough money to buy the XFL. He's no Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's billionaire. What's Antonio Brown, a millionaire? Maybe. Seems like he owes money to people, I think. He's probably
Think
a
you can
negative
buy
ring.
me? You clown. I'll put you in a wrestling ring and I'll destroy you. Myself.
That'd be entertaining.
That would be.
AB going to
This year's
WWF.
WrestleMania, me and you.
The winner gets the XFL.
Winner gets the XFL. It'll be in it'll the not title, the whatever. It'll be in a briefcase hanging above the ring and it'll be a ladder match. I'd watch it.
I'd watch it for sure.
Vince should bring in a bigger wrestler, younger, more fit.
Yeah. Actually, that's the one downside about the XFL. Like, people are saying they're trying to be more professional and all that. I want to see more Vince McMahon. There just hasn't been enough of him.
The problem is Vince McMahon is old.
I know, but he's entertaining.
Not anymore, though.
Like, the best part of the podcast when you do your Vince McMahon impression.
And that's man. I wish of all people, like I wish Vince McMahon could have the money to just make himself immortal. That 50-year-old Vince McMahon however
Vince McMahon in his prime.
however old he was in the 2000s when he was like the bad guy, just the bad boss.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But yeah, I don't know if anytime I don't watch wrestling a lot, but I don't think he's on it very much because they make a big deal when he's on it. Like they'll promote it for like a week and then you tune in and it's like, oh my God, you're old.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad. He like tries to be the big boss and he's just he's pushing 80 if he's not 80 already.
Really?
He's
that old?
He's at least 70.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I like a little touch of Vince McMahon here and there would be nice. Like he was the original press conference announcing the XFL is going to be a thing again. After that, it's been all Oliver Luck. And now the team presidents and the coaches and actual football, which isn't a bad thing. Maybe I'm just getting a little greedy.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like everything I read about and hear about Vince McMahon, you want him to be hands off as much as possible because the original incarnation of XFL was a lot Vince McMahon.
It really was.
Yeah.
He's got to do that first game and come out and say this is the XFL. He's got to do it.
Maybe.
I hope he does.
Vince McMahon is
I'm going to be rooting for him doing that.
74 years old.
74.
His net worth is $2.7 billion. Billion.
With a B.
$billion.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to worry about, that's the problem with the AAF is that they ran out of money. With Vince McMahon funding it, like this is going to go all season. We're not going to be after 8 weeks, call it quits like the AAF did.
Even the first league first
iteration,
incarnation, went a whole season.
Yeah, so we're definitely getting a championship.
It might go to, I don't know. Things are really weird. Like it's funny, I don't watch wrestling, but I read about like the business behind it. And so they made a huge deal with Fox.
Yeah.
Put the wrestling show on it, and it's doing horrible.
Really?
Ratings. It's horrible.
Wow.
Like it debuted really well with the promotion, like all the promotion and marketing they did. But like the second week, it was like millions of people stopped watching.
Really?
And
I guess I watched the first. I didn't even watch all. I watched about a half an hour of it just to be out of curiosity.
That's McMahon. That's okay. We're gonna hype, and we're gonna throw all these celebrities to promote it. It's almost like its own WrestleMania. And then as the weeks went on, like no one's watching. And then the World Series didn't help because the World Series was on, so it moved to FS1. I think that's when like no one watched.
Really?
Like it did worse than when it was on its last network.
Now, you saying that's getting me concerned for the XFL.
Well, that's what I mean because I don't know how separate XFL is to WWE, like the money and ratings, and if that goes hand in hand or contingent on.
Yeah, it seemed like they're marketing this much different.
Well, I just mean like the business wise, like, we'll give you our wrestling, or, we'll give you wrestling, but, if it goes hand in hand, like if wrestling fails, will the XFL fail automatically? I hope not.
Yeah, I think they're two different things.
You never know.
It might be just a little bit different game plan. I'm hopeful. The XFL is going to say it. Definitely that first week is going to have better ratings and it'll drop, but hopefully it just drops a little bit but holds steady after that.
That's what sucks with, even if the games are great and entertaining and if no one's watching, like, is that going to be it?
Yeah. So people need to watch. People need to tune in. I mean, I'd say, well, it's on network TV. It's on like big stations, Fox, ABC, ESPN. So there are places people can find it. But then again, WWE was on Fox, and it's not, the ratings aren't that great.
Yeah.
There's just so many options out there nowadays.
It's hard to compete.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if it'll be based on live views or, I don't know how many people DVR live sports anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard to hide from the scores because they're everywhere if you don't watch it live.
Will they get more fan reaction stuff like they're talking about having fantasy football
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
this
that'd
league,
be
which is
huge.
going to be harder with 8 teams
Yeah.
because there's only 8 quarterbacks available. It's a little tougher to do. So maybe your league can't be more than 8 guys into it. So,
I don't know if
you have people engaged in that, I think they're more likely to watch and have continued interest throughout the season.
unless XFL funds like a service or a quote unquote league. I don't see. Because nothing happened with AAF.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be like
Well,
fan
they're
made.
partnered with ESPN,
Yeah,
so that'd be an option that maybe they could run it.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be that hard to get some computer nerds on that.
someone's got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna pay for that time. I don't know.
That'd be good.
Hopefully, we're still here a year from now talking about the next season.
I hope so too. I'm hopeful overall. Like, yeah, we're being a little negative right now, but
It's not negative. It's just
reality.
yeah, just.
I think it definitely
money
has
talks.
potential, especially in St. Louis.
Yeah, you got to think that we're going to be one of the highest. We'll call ratings, and
Fan engagement.
you would think,
Yeah.
maybe not.
But the other cities got numbers on us. New York's got a lot
That's
of people.
true. Like we might have.
LA's got a lot of people.
They have a lot of distractions and other teams, even though those teams won't be playing at the time. We can talk about this. According to the XFL News Hub, shout out, the Wildcats defensive end Corey Vereen leaves the XFL due to pay.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. So I think the story on that is that he's kind of unhappy. I think they're saying the base pay is only $27,000, and then it could be the average of 55 that they were claiming, but you have to win half your games. You have to actually be on the active roster the 10 weeks of the season. And I guess it'd go more if you make it to the playoffs too. But
Yeah.
I think he was thinking it was going to be more money than that.
Was it just him, or was that what they were all told? And
Yeah, I read into this a little bit. Apparently, like at the different, showcases they had, they were kind of told that there's going to be this tier system, the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. But it seemed like there's only 2 tiers. There's tier 1, which those quarterbacks get, and everyone else just gets that base salary. So I think some of these players were hoping that they could get one of those tier 2 or tier 3 salaries that are a little more, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And they're saying probably one of the reasons is when the AAF folded, now there's no competition. And so they can get these players and don't have to pay them as much.
classic Vince.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that back in the 80s, I guess. Could have been even before that when Vince tried to bring the WWF up. Like, those wrestlers are pretty much independent contractors.
Yeah.
Like, they had to pay for everything themselves. Like, travel, their costumes, and they pretty much got the
really?
base pay. They had to pay for their taxes.
Oh, wow.
Didn't have any insurance. And I'm giving you a stage to play on. So, when he was building
very similar
when he was
situation.
building things up, so it's kind of,
It's a
I'm not saying
startup.
it's just as bad, but yeah, it's a startup. So how bad do you want to play?
Yeah. I guess they're going to lose a few people like they lost this guy because he was expecting more pay and it's not worth it. Which I get it. Football's a violent sport. You're going to put your body on the line for $55K or maybe even less, maybe more. But when you were expecting that, apparently this was a pretty good player. He was the sack leader in the AAF. So he's a good talent. And so I think he was thinking he could get one of those higher contracts. And when he had to go down to the lowest tier, I don't think he was very happy about that, which I understand.
See this press release from his agency. Corey was extremely excited about the opportunity the XFL presented after having immense success in the AAF and receiving a camp invite from the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, so he had
So
an opportunity
when was that? And not the AAF, but the Cardinals, the Arizona
I
Cardinals.
guess over this last offseason, just a few months ago.
So you think that's why?
No,
I'm trying
I think
to read into that. Like, was this camp
No, I
invite
heard-
previous or?
right before the draft, like 4 days before the draft, I think a memo went out to all the different agents and whatnot, like explaining that there's not going to be a tier 2, tier 3. It's all going to be just everyone's going to get the base pay. And this happened like right before the draft, so I don't think anyone had time to really react to it. And so after all summer being promised that, some players are going to get paid pretty well, and now that's going to get pulled out from under them, it's not really a cool move by the XFL, but at the same time, it's a good business move because that's that much less money they have to pay. And if they lose a few guys, that's one thing, but they're going to save a lot of money for this. And a startup league, cash is king.
If anything, if you can view this as almost like in between college football and NFL, like minor league, but on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Because you're still active. The ones that don't go straight from college to NFL, there's still like a middle spot to where you can still play.
It's not bad money.
It's,
like $55K for 6 months of work is not bad.
if you want to stay in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear the same thing with minor league baseball players.
Yeah.
Like, they don't make anything.
Yeah.
And they can play for years and not make anything and paying for, all their own stuff. So it can kind of be viewed like that.
Yeah.
In my eyes. But on a more, you're playing on, at least for now, you're playing on a much more grand scale. Like, your game's being broadcast on ESPN and Fox.
Yeah, so you're getting a nationwide audience.
So at least for this first year, I don't know if it continues. Like, at least it's a big tryout.
Yeah, I mean, Vince McMahon's taking a big risk doing this, and so I understand when he wants to save a little money. But same time, it's like when you were promised one thing, and then all of a sudden, at the last minute, they change it. I could understand why someone like this guy drops out, and I guess that's just the price you pay for dropping the salaries. And so there might be a few more, and maybe there are some guys that were originally in the draft pool that once they heard about this, dropped out.
It would be really cool if there was some type of, I guess it'd have to be cash related, but a funnel between XFL to NFL. Like, if it was known, we're
it's like someone's already walked down that path and like, okay, I played in the XFL year, I did well, and now I'm got a starting spot on, or not starting, but I'm on an NFL roster now.
Yeah. Or just if like these players are trying out for the NFL, even though I guess that's what college is for. But
that's just the nature of this. It's a startup league. It's the first year. Like, it's going to be rocky. There's going to be things are going to have to change. They're figuring it out. We're all figuring this out as it goes. So you got to expect things like this. And so I don't really blame either party. I don't blame the XFL, and I don't blame this guy for dropping out either.
I just saw that and I was hoping, like, man, hope all these other players don't do the same thing and they start dropping like flies. That's kind of my immediate. I'm like, man, hopefully.
I think there's enough guys that are just hungry to play and want an opportunity, and the money is nice, but I think the main reason they're doing it is to play the sport they love, to put tape out there, to try to get on an NFL roster. So I think these guys are motivated by more than just money.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can end it right there. I'd like to thank the listeners for tuning in. For Jerry, my name is Paul. This is the BattleFan Podcast. Let's go Battlehawks.